Welcome to day 109 of the 300 movie challenge. Today we watched the highest. Today we watched the highest grossing film of June 2003, which was Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. And if it sounds like I'm talking really slow, it's because we've given up hope on humanity and we want to go back to May where we can find Nemo again.
It also doesn't help that the best thing about this whole experience of watching this movie is something completely unrelated.
That we just talked about before we started this atrocity.
I don't even know how we can explain.
Let's start the conversation over to just preface all of this.
I don't. We'll just not even talk about the movie at this point.
Is there anything to really talk about the movie?
I don't know.
The twist was not really earned at all.
Okay,
No.
So actually, this is something important. I might have said this earlier on, I don't remember, but I'm gonna say it again anyway. When I see a movie twist, there are 3 rules that I like to follow in terms of a good twist. The first rule is you don't see it coming.
Yeah.
The second rule is it makes sense in hindsight. And the
Yeah.
third rule is that it actually changes how things are going.
Yeah.
And way too often people are hung up on that first thing. It's like, oh, you didn't expect it. That means it's a good twist. No. If anything, that's the least important part of those 3 rules. Because this twist just comes the fuck out of nowhere. It makes no damn sense. It doesn't change anything.
No.
Because there was no, real lead on beforehand in terms of what you thought was going on. So it's just okay, why? I don't care. And yeah, like Maya said, is not earned at all. The person who it's revealed, you barely see that person to begin with. And it was in a completely different
her
setting.
for 2 minutes earlier in the movie in a throwaway scene that means nothing.
Yeah, no, even thinking back on the scene, I'm was there any sort of foreshadowing? I don't think so.
No.
Then there is an emotional breakdown scene, as is customary, apparently. Which
And
also wasn't
obligatory
really...
group breakup.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's so predictable. It's, they fake die 5 times or some shit, and it's oh my god.
And they'll make it really dramatic just in case they died.
And then and then there's just weird shit that makes no fucking sense.
The whole movie was basically
I don't even know how to describe what happened. It's just
a mess.
Oh, I have a fun fact. So, while watching this movie, I was okay, let's see how the actual, source material fared and everything. So, apparently, there was a TV series for this.
Oh, okay, so that's where it
That's
stems
what I
from.
thought.
And the thing is, you know what the critics called the TV series?
What?
Jiggle TV, which basically stands for that it's very scandalous and it's... Wait, let me see if I can just quote the Wikipedia thing.
That might be better.
That might be better.
Well, it reminded me of Spice World in the whole it's I had this phrase in my head and I'm trying to remember. Oh, now I remember. It was fan service disguised as empowerment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's oh, look at these strong women doing independent things. We're so empowering of women, yet the whole time they're really vapid and stereotypical, and there's a bunch of sexy shit that happens for no real reason. You know what I mean? I mean, there's that scene in the middle of the movie that's basically all a stripper show besides actual stripping, and even then they're still kind of stripping in it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like doesn't do anything. So it's just, but it's like, oh look, we have strong women, so yeah, you can't say we're against women. It's like fucking whatever.
Oh, I found the quote. So,
Mhm.
this is under the critical reception part of the Charlie's Angels thing. This is for the TV series.
Okay.
Charlie's Angels became known as Jiggle TV by critics who believed that the TV series had no intelligence or substance. These characterizations stem from the fact that the lead actresses frequently dressed scantily or provocatively as part of their undercover characters, and the belief that their clothing was a means of attracting viewers. Jiggle TV is seen as trashy and escapist entertainment.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I don't even necessarily mind that in concept, but don't, like, veil it behind the, like, oh, but we're actually, like, empowering them, which is, like, the tone of the fucking thing. Like...
It's kind of like if you want to put fan service, just admit that it's fan service.
Yeah, exactly.
Get
Like,
over yourself.
what was the great... There was something... Well, there's two things I'm thinking of. One is panty and stocking, which is, like, the definition of, like, trashy anime fan service, but it knows it.
No,
It's, like...
fan service.
It's so... Yeah, it's so, like, I think it's fucking hilarious, because it's, like, so blatantly obvious, but that's the point. So it's, like, it goes as far as possible as it can. It doesn't try to hide anything, and that's fine. There was another thing, though. There was some other... It was a video game. Was it Bayonetta? I don't know if it was Bayonetta, but it was something like that, where the guy was basically like, it's like, why is it that, like, when she does her ultimate attacks, she, like, gets naked or whatever? And it's like, oh, because, like, I wanted to. Like, okay, fine. Like, fuck it, right? You know what I mean? Like, who cares? It's like, it kind of fits the tone of the game anyway, because it's just fucking ridiculous. So it's like, that's fine, Because that's the thing, I know some people all get, like, get in a huff because they're like, oh, you're saying fan service is bad? It's like, well, no, but, like, don't try to pretend that it's, like, actually not just for fan service when it is. Don't be like, oh, but it's actually a thing. Like, I remember there was some, like, Metal Gear Solid character who, like, wears almost nothing, and then they were like, oh, well, it's not just fan service. She's actually like a mutant who breathes through her skin, so it needs to be exposed. And it's like, what? She's not a fucking frog. Like, no. Just say you think she's hot, and that's that. Like, that's all you need. Like, come on.
Like, I don't like fan service, but if you just admit that it's fan service and you put the label there and you, like, say that it's just for that, then
at least people will know, like, people watching it would be
they'll
the fan
know
service, and people that don't want to watch the fan service don't need to.
Yeah, you can avoid it and be like, okay, you have fan service. I don't want fan service, so fuck off.
You're being honest.
Yeah.
Don't try to hide your horniness in something as, oh, but actually it's like, no, you just wanted to do that because you think it's hot. And, like, there you go. And, like, again, is that, like, a problem in and of itself? No, but if you're trying to hide it in that kind of thing, it's just, ugh. Because, again, like...
If you hide it, that's when you get shit for it.
Right, and think of it this way. Is there really, like, any other reason to watch this movie?
No.
No? I mean, again, my argument for these kind of things is, like, if I really wanted to see, like, attractive people wearing very little, I would just straight up watch porn. So, like, what's the point of this anyway? But, okay, fine. And it's, it's like, are some of the women look good? Sure, but it's like, it doesn't, I can't ignore the fact that, like, their dialogue's kind of shit, and they act like stereotypes, and it's just kind of stupid. So... whatever. It's like, that's kind of why I said it reminded me of Spice World, because of that sort of mentality of it. Spice World is definitely worse, but this is still not good by any means.
No.
But, actually, okay, I feel like we've had a string of these movies, or maybe not exactly a string, but it feels like it, where, like, the music is just fucking all over the place in, like, the wrong way. It's just another movie where the soundtrack's just, like, fucking used terribly. And actually...
There were some weird choices. Like, there was one Sound of Music song in it when they went to, like,
And they were referring to the wrong scene, too, because the song from Sound of Music was, like...
That was the play song, right?
Yeah, that was the play song, but they were playing it behind, like, when they were at the nun place and everything, and it's just like, That's a
That's-
completely wrong song.
That's not even the right song. And then there was like the eHarmony song at one point. And I was like, what?
There's the eHarmony song. They just played a bunch of songs that they knew like people liked and everything because they played like Eye of the Tiger at one point.
It
There were like
doesn't
3
fit,
dance
though.
sequences.
Oh
for no
yeah, that
reason.
came out of nowhere. Again, like there's one in like the oh yeah, they fucking played the fucking MC Hammer in the fucking beginning, and it came out of nowhere, and there was like turned like a dance thing, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? It's just so stupid, and like, and the thing is, it's not just the music either. Like, maybe it was just me, but did you guys feel like the editing was like fucking weird?
Yeah.
It was
I
weird.
felt like
really
we were
jumpy.
watching like Spy Kids in some places,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure this studio is much bigger than the one-man show, pretty much, that was like the director of Spy Kids. So he had an excuse because
These
he has a
guys
very
don't.
small production team and very small budget. But I don't think they have an excuse here to have the horrible green screening they had.
Yeah, the effects
especially
were-
when you take into account like all the other movies like Harry Potter and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, sure, if this movie came out in, like, 1994, then sure, it would look decent, but this is almost 10 years later, you know, you have to gauge your expectations accordingly, and it just doesn't work at this point. And again, not just the effects, but also just, like, how they edited the scenes together, it feels, like, super jumpy, and, like, you can't really tell what's going on.
Especially in the beginning, we had no idea what the heck was going on, and then the characters just randomly appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Everything.
Okay, wait, what was up with the freaking, like, Irish Terminator? Like, what was
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Like, this
Where he
Irish
didn't
dude,
even
he just
sound
walks.
threatening.
He just okay, yeah. First of all, because of his accent, he doesn't sound threatening at all. But then he just like walks through the fire like twice, and he's fine. And it's like, are you the Terminator? What the fuck is happening?
And then the guy who like liked ripping out hair or whatever.
Yeah, what was the point of that?
I don't know. He was there for 3
That
scenes, and they
seems
were
so
extremely
irrelevant.
short.
I didn't get
I
it.
don't know. I don't know.
And like, what else is there? Oh, there was the thing where like they were early on when they were on the bikes, and the dude like was shooting at them like right in front of them, and he missed them like several times.
Yeah.
How do
Like-
you miss?
Like he's literally right there, and I'm like, and you're dual wielding like on a. It's like you suck. Like I could hit those idiots. Like come on.
Can he at least one of them, right?
I don't know.
Especially if he's apparently a trained armed person too.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't fucking know. Whatever. Just don't watch it.
No. Skip it.
If you want fan service,
There's better
don't
things to
know.
watch for fan service.
I'm trying to think of like a live action like fan service thing like this, but I can't even think of that. I don't know. There's probably something that I'm just being an idiot on. But whatever. Just go watch Penny and Stocking. It's funnier. Even though it's animated, fucking whatever. I don't care. I got nothing anymore.
I give up.
I'm so. We were just like losing our. Well, mostly me. I like lost my mind for a little bit. I was just like, woo! And like off my face. I don't know. I'm so.
And then we had that interesting conversation right before we started.
Should we try to like explain that?
I don't know.
Basically, I saw a Pinterest post and it was talking about like the synopsis for Merlin, like the first episode. And basically what it says for the synopsis of the first episode was that apparently Merlin, a young, good-looking country boy, arrives in the bustling, colorful city of Camelot and witnesses an execution.
And then from there we started like making jokes about how like Camelot's the hood, and like, and then we used to like wizards, like, and there was some like a wizard dude named G Wiz,
Gee whiz.
and then we're like, let's go to Hog Whizzle.
Hog whistle and find pothead.
Yeah, Pothead. No, it was Potman. I don't fucking whatever. I don't remember. We're like, this is what we've become. This is what this movie has done to us.
Oh.
Actually, when I said pothead, I remembered, if you guys remember, Betty White was in a movie like a couple of turns ago, but I remembered this episode of The Golden Girls where not her character, but a different character was like to her ex-husband, "You have license plates that say pothead on on them."
It's like, I'm now for some reason I started thinking of, I don't even remember where I saw this, but there was something about the Three Musketeers and how like someone called Athos asshole and Porthos pothead.
Oh yeah.
What even was that from? I don't even remember.
Didn't you tell like someone you knew about the fact that you watched like Man in the Iron Mask or something, or you were talking about Cobalion, Terrakion, and Virizion or something?
I don't remember. God, that movie was like so long ago.
Yeah, we're like backtracking all the way to Man in the Iron Mask with like awkward Leo DiCaprio being in the worst role.
Movie was that? Actually, speaking of that, there are a lot of weird like cameos in this movie.
Oh yeah, like Shia LaBeouf.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf was in here. Joey from Friends was in here. The Olsen twins were in here randomly.
Oh yeah. This is fucking weird shit.
Yeah.
Man, Man in the Iron Mask was like... That was like in the 40s?
Was
I think?
it? Oh my god, you're 46. Holy shit.
Oh my god. So we're like 63 ahead of that?
Oh my god. That's so weird.
Yeah.
This shit's weird, man.
I know.
And
like right after that, we watched like City of Angels.
A
better Angels movie.
I want to watch City of Angels again. That's how depraved this year has been. Finding Nemo saved us.
Yeah, Finding Nemo is definitely the top. But it's sad to say that this movie is still better than 3 other movies that we've
this
seen.
is in the top half so far.
Mm-hmm.
That's tragic.
I'm still debating as to whether I like Anger Management or this better.
It's pretty close. I think I like this one. I think I like Anger Management a little bit worse, but it's pretty close. I could see you going the other way, but I don't know.
Actually, today I was thinking of the song that was at like the random song in Anger Management.
There were a lot of really random songs.
Yeah.
That I feel pretty.
Oh,
that one. Let's stop.
Yeah, we were just talking about random shit.
The next movie is at least gonna be pretty decent or pretty good, depending on what kind of person you are.
It's a very famous movie that I actually haven't seen, so
I remember liking it, so
I'll be
I'm
kind of
happy.
Wait. Oh, that movie. Yes.
Oh,
it'll be fine, Valen. Don't worry.
We'll be going back in time for a bit, but it's okay.
It's alright.
Are you ready?
Oh.
Aye, Captain.
Okay. Let's fucking stop.
Bye.
Bye.